Colorado is rich in history, so rich, in fact, that you might be walking right over it and not even know. So it happened at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. I'm freaking out about this story. Patrick O'Connor, a member of the research team, is here on the Coco Couch to tell the tale. All right, Patrick, this is my favorite story. What was found at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science? Talk to me.
Well, you know, we have dinosaurs there and everyone comes to see it, right? And of course, it's one of the best museums on the planet for dinosaurs. This one was a little different. we were drilling a geothermal test core to assess whether or not we could use geothermal energy in the future. And as the geologists were going through that core that's coming out in segments, somebody said, wow, there's a fossil there.
Oh my God, you're looking at it right now on your screen. Talk to me about why this discovery is so significant.
Sure thing. Well, yeah, I mean, we can find fossils, but I'd say anytime you find a fossil, that probability is so low that you would ever find it. This one's even more improbable because it was found 760 feet below the ground as we are drilling a drill core. So the significance is just the ultimate probability of doing that is unbelievable.
The chances of finding that are like
exactly
a gazillion to zero.
Exactly.
Okay, so I want to know, how did you extract it from the parking lot? But I think what a lot of us want to know is, I look at the pictures. I'm not a scientist or researcher, but how did you know, oh, that's important? Because it looks kind of like a rock.
It does. Well, to be fair, most fossils are
rocks.
indeed rocks.
That's true.
Well, what it is the process is the drill core pulls out a few foot long piece of rock core, and then the geologists who are in the parking lot, they wash it off. They're studying it. They're trying to do a very quick analysis of it. And as they go through it, they can see sandstone and mudstone. And when they got to that chunk that I think is on the screen right now, they're like, wait a second, this looks very different from all the surrounding rock, which indeed it does.
Yeah.
Okay, I was in a meeting inside. I got a text message, and they were like, hey, we found a fossil. And I was like, no way. So to answer your second question, how do we know it's a fossil? Well, that's where people like myself, and we have several people at the museum who are experts on studying bone and fossilized bone. And a lot of it really comes down to looking at the structure of the bone, the outer part of the bone, the inner part of the bone. So it was really kind of a group of us coming together and seeing what we call bone microstructure, very characteristic, and in this case, of a certain group of dinosaurs.
So, okay, first of all, how long did this process take? And also, what part of the dinosaur is this? Is it an elbow? Is this a knee? Do they have knees?
They have knees. This is not. So this is part of the backbone of a plant-eating dinosaur. This lived at the time of T-Rex and Triceratops, but it's neither of those. Okay. We sometimes talk about Triceratops being the cow of the Cretaceous, right?
Right.
This probably would be more like the elk of the Cretaceous. So it was an herbivore. And we know it's from the backbone. We can't tell you a lot of detail about its anatomy because, keep in mind, it came out in a core that was only a little over 2 inches in diameter. So it's not the entirety of the specimen, but it went through part of the backbone, and that's what we captured in this.
Is this, it could be this guy?
Yeah, I think that's a good reconstruction of the type of dinosaur that it would have come from. And part of the backbone.
Okay, I want to name this guy. This guy's name is Patrick. We're naming him Patrick. Do you think there are now possibilities of other fossils hidden underneath the Denver Museum?
You know, almost certainly there are. I don't know where you live, but underneath your house, there are probably dinosaurs. I mean, this Denver basin in greater metro Denver, you know, every few years, construction's happening and somebody hits a bone with an excavator and they call us. And some of these are fairly well known. I mean, Dinger, the mascot for the Rockies, that was part of a ceratopsid dinosaur. We've had that in Highlands Ranch and Thornton. So it does happen. Right?
Wow.
And I think that's one of the great things about where we live is you can get off your cell phone, get off your computer, get outside.
Preach.
And, you know, it's there to be found.
It's there to be found. Okay, so talk to me about this. Can people come check out this particular fossil? So this has got to be a huge showing. I mean, there's going to be lines out the door for this, no?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So this is maybe one of the quickest, like, discovery to publication to exhibition experiences I've ever had, because we found it at the end of January. The team of geologists, and the science was led by one of our postdoctoral researchers. We worked it up, sent it out for review. It's now been published, and our exhibitions team at DMNS, of course, we're very excited. So it's right now, it's actually hosted in our Discovering Teen Rex exhibit.
No way.
So if you haven't seen the Discovering Teen Rex, this is now actually in that same exhibit hall.
You see smoke as I run to the exhibit. I mean, this gets me going. I think it's phenomenal.
Exactly.
How many people did it take to get out? We're seeing the team extract. Am I right here? Talk to me about the team that is doing that. Is it a large team, small team?
Well, honestly, we had 3 or 4 primary people who were on spot every day. They were going through as that core would come out. And so one of our research associates, our geology curator, James Hagedorn, they were like front and center as it was coming out of the ground. And of course, there was a drill team there as well. And then as soon as it came out, then and people said, wait, there's a fossil. Then that mobilized some of the other group in the museum. And people, as you would expect, got pretty excited about it.
I can't imagine the scientists just being like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
Well, we do science everywhere on this planet, from right here, literally under our museum, to Colorado, North Dakota, Madagascar, Antarctica. So, the scientists who study dinosaurs and other aspects of past life, we're really bringing in information from all over the planet. And this one, you have to walk outside of the door 10 feet, and it's like, oh.
I mean, it was crazy to see. I saw it all over my feed.
Sure.
Unbelievable, Patrick. So you can now see the newest fossil discovery right now at the Denver Museum. I will be there, as you know. It's at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. So please plan your trip at dmns.org. Unbelievable, Patrick. And again, I think they should name the dinosaur after you.